Christine Lagarde, president of the European Central Bank, keeps interest rates steady following an increase in inflation in Europe. If we lose this structure, will there be a Bitcoin collapse or should we continue looking at the rise? The European Central Bank, ECB, decided this Thursday to keep interest rates at 4.25% after the 0.25 percentage point cut last June. The decision, made unanimously at the Governing Council meeting, reflects ongoing concerns about medium-term inflation, especially in the services sector, which remains above the 2% target. ECB President Christine Lagarde reiterated that they do not want to rush their decisions. In a statement, the ECB said it is likely that overall inflation will remain above target well into next year. While some underlying inflation indicators rose in May due to transitory factors, most remained stable or declined in June, supporting the Governing Council's previous assessment of the inflation outlook. This pause in rate adjustment reflects the assessment that internal inflationary pressures remain intense and services inflation remains high. The ECB emphasized that current restrictive financing conditions are necessary to control inflation. They also stressed their determination to ensure that inflation returns to the 2% medium-term target. The institution committed to maintaining official interest rates at restrictive levels for as long as necessary to achieve this goal, noting that the inflationary impact of wage growth has been absorbed by profits. Now, let's analyze Bitcoin, starting with the daily time frame to see where we come from and where we are going on a macro level. We can see that after this strong bearish impulse, we are experiencing a complex corrective pattern on a macro level where we have already identified the W, the Y, and currently we are living the macro bullish Z. This macro bullish Z has given us its guideline in the form of a defense zone, which has been respected. Therefore, we can say that we remain positive on a macro level, knowing the risks of trying to turn a Z. That said, in zooming in a bit, while we see that the Z guideline has not yet been broken, we can see that we have recently experienced a bearish trap. Let's take a closer look at this bearish trap. Notice how after the impulse, we can also label a corrective pattern, in this case on a micro level, since we are looking at the hourly time frame. Here we could label the W, the Y, and currently we are experiencing the micro bullish Z. This micro bullish Z has already allowed us to anchor to its guideline, which we see as being respected. So what can we say? This micro Z is still valid. At the same time, zooming in a bit more, we can see that this impulse left by the micro Z is now making a pause or corrective pattern. We could also label the W, the Y, and we are now experiencing a micro bearish Z. This micro bearish Z has come to recognize the guideline of the bullish Z, but we know it can continue to develop downwards. And what would this imply? It wouldn't imply the end of the world, of course, so let's not panic. If we see the Z continue its course, instead of panicking, we could look for buying opportunities here. Why not wait here for the institutional target of this micro distribution? At the same time, it could make a trap over this area and then continue upwards to seek the replication of the original bullish impulse. Now let's analyze Ethereum, but first.
Welcome to Crypto Insight, your ethical and moral channel for cryptocurrency technical analysis. Here, we really know what we're talking about. We conduct advanced technical analysis that has been developed for over 12 years. We upload videos several times a week. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, let me know and leave a comment with your opinion. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell so you don't miss the next opportunity.
We are looking at the Ethereum chart on the hourly time frame, and we see how after this distribution process, a supply line has been established, which has been respected. However, we can see how the price is being compressed on this structure. And here we can see that the price is being compressed on this structured level. This alerts us to a potential future breakout upwards. But let's take a closer look at this price compression. Notice how, like Bitcoin, after this strong decline, we have experienced a corrective process. Here it's not as easy to label, but thanks to the cross analysis of Bitcoin, we can understand that at this moment we are undergoing a micro bullish Z. This micro bullish Z has already set its guideline, which has been fully respected. Therefore, we remain positive on this asset as well. Zooming in a bit more, we can also see that the positive impulse left by this bullish Z is now being corrected, which is precisely the compression we were seeing on the key structure. Here we could label in the corrective pattern the W, the Y, and the micro bearish Z. This micro bearish Z could easily continue to develop, which, just like in Bitcoin, does not imply the end of the world. Rather, it presents buying opportunities. To summarize, what are we going to wait for? We will wait for this Z to continue developing until it signals its end. If we look at the institutional target for this whole process, we might expect the price in the zone, which would clearly imply the collapse of the bullish Z, which would come to seek its guideline, and then continue upwards looking for the replication of the original impulse. Now let's analyze Cardano. We are looking at the 1 hour time frame chart. We see that after this distribution process, the price has fallen, allowing us to anchor. This creek belongs to a bullish accumulation process, which after a strong impulse has already broken upwards. Notice Notice how this strong bullish impulse collapsed at this level, which we consider key, as it is the POC of the distribution mentioned before. We can also see that after the impulse, the price has been compressed at this key level, then returned and recognized the origin of the break of the preceding accumulation process. Zooming in a bit, we can see that after the strong bearish impulse, we cannot clearly label a corrective pattern here either, but with the cross analysis of Bitcoin, we can see that we are currently in a micro bullish Z. Moreover, we are considering it as a micro distribution process. Notice how the institutional target of this micro distribution process we are analyzing coincides, and I zoom out a bit to show with this point. Therefore, if we add a possible visit to this point, which we find very striking and have seen several times how smart money recognizes it again, adding that it coincides with the institutional target of this distribution process, we might calmly expect the price in this zone to react. What would the reaction in this zone imply? Well, it would imply that this bullish Z we are experiencing has already collapsed and comes to seek its guideline, to then continue looking upwards and seek the replication of this original bullish impulse. In summary, and to avoid getting dizzy with so many lines, we are calmly waiting for the price of Cardano to continue developing a bit downwards to look for buying opportunities in this zone, as we expect the price here to react upwards. Remember that we will soon launch our private Telegram channel for our English-speaking community, where we will conduct live technical analysis daily, looking for trading opportunities. This channel will be available very, very soon. To access this private channel, which is already a great success within our Spanish-speaking community, one of the requirements will be to be a user of Bytunix with our referral code. This exchange is accessible from anywhere in the world without a VPN, including the United States, and KYC is not required. Its trading panel is highly competitive and comprehensive, and the assets and market liquidity on this exchange are exactly what we all see. So get ahead of the game for when we open slots for our private Telegram channel for our English community. Open an account with Bytunix now. We will leave the referral link in the description and pinned comment of this video. Now, let's move on to Solana. We are also looking at the 1-hour time frame chart. Here we have a distribution process that drove the price down, where at the same time we were able to anchor a creek over which an accumulation process developed and has already broken upwards. And in this upward break, notice how it has also reacted to a key point, which is the value area low of the distribution process to our left. It might seem that the behavior of this asset is different at the moment from the rest, as from what we are seeing, it is the only one that hasn't experienced a price drop yet. But what are we missing here? There is a small detail we must not overlook. Generally, the price, after breaking a creek, returns to recognize it. Therefore, we are still missing this test over the creek. In other words, we could expect the price to drop, recognize this point, and then continue its upward path. In summary, for the entire crypto ecosystem, we are expecting the price to continue its downward correction process, and at the same time, we have analyzed the reaction point in each asset, where we could expect it to turn around and start looking upwards again. If you enjoyed this advanced technical analysis, let me know in the comments. Also, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell to not miss future analyses. Additionally, share this video with your friends and other trading and cryptocurrency communities so that more people can continue to grow in their trading. Good luck with your positions, and see you next time.